Hi guys, Ben Borsht here and welcome to Catch Me. Hey guys, we're gonna make some pasta and I've had so many requests for this recipe, I'm gonna finally share it with you. If you want the quantities for this recipe, check out my ebook on my website. We're gonna start off with some eggs, some beautiful fresh eggs, and we need to separate out a couple of egg yolks. So just cracking the egg, we're gonna rock that yolk back and forth in between the shell. And you can just see that white just separating away from the yolk. Scrape that little bit extra off. And discard the shell. Now, if you do find you've got any shell in your glass, I've got a little handy tip. And the best way to get that shell out, oh, got a bit in there then, is using the shell that you have left over. So I'll show you how to get that out now. Get that egg yolk in there, get rid of that bit. You can see that bit of shell in the bottom of the glass there. Just use the shell that you've got, and it sort of attracts it. Oh, lost it again. Scoop it out. Easier than using your fingers, just because you can't get a hold of it most of the time. Now those egg whites aren't going to go to waste. I'm going to use them later on. Just put them to the side. So I need a couple more eggs in here, whole eggs. All right, we're going to use a food processor. We need a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, pinch of salt, some flour, just plain flour. You can use double O, but plain works just as fine. What I want to do is get the flour in here. Take that off. Good pinch of salt. Get that flavour in there. Good glug of oil. And we're just going to start pulsing that together. Now I just want to slowly incorporate one egg at a time. It's come together as a crumb. Okay, take that off. Just grab a spatula. You can just see a little bit of egg down on the bottom there. That's going to come together really nicely. Tip that out on a nice clean bench. And just use your hands. We're just going to give it a quick knead just to bring it together. It needs to rest, and that's when it's going to form up. Use the blob to pick up all the bits off the bench. I love making my own pasta. It's so good, so much better than store-bought. And I think once you start making it, it doesn't take too long. You can prep this up, put it in the freezer, pull it out before dinner, and you'll have fresh pasta every time. And a bit of Glad wrap. There we go. Chuck that in the freezer. It needs half an hour to rest at least. If not, you want to use it at a later date. It'll last for ages, probably about 2 weeks. So the pasta's been resting for half an hour and it's come out of the fridge or freezer. Get it out. We'll just lightly flour our surface. Just a little sprinkle. Now we might just quarter this dough. We'll just give it a little roll in some flour, and what we'll do, just leave our bits that we're not using for the time being underneath a tea towel. Just so it doesn't dry out too much. Now we just want to give this a quick work with some flour and flatten it out so that it will run through our machine. Now I use the Kenwood machine, but it doesn't matter what you use. You can do it old school, you can roll it out by hand if you wanted to using a rolling pin. I know Nonna would be very impressed with you if you could do that. It is a lot of work though, and these machines just make it so easy. Okay, so we're just going to work that pasta till it's flat enough that we can fit through the rolling attachment. So this is just your lasagna or your sheet roller. Get it onto about a medium setting. And away it goes. Now we want to envelope it. You can see that it's not that smooth at the moment, but what we want to do is just fold it. So enveloping is into the middle with one side, into the middle with the other. A little bit more flour, just to make sure we don't stick. Flatten it out, and we're going to envelope a couple more times, just to make sure we get a beautifully smooth pasta. You can feel the texture of that pasta is just getting better and better each time I envelope it. Each time I smooth it out more. We'll go once more. Okay, away we go. Let me give that a couple of rolls through on the first setting. That's 0 on this machine. Could be different for every machine. Just a light dusting of flour. Put some out in front of the machine so when your pasta comes out of the roller, you can put it straight into some flour. Okay, tone it down. That's setting 1. We're just going to work our way through all the settings. Number 2. Number 3. Now I'm going to make spaghetti today, but you can make fettuccine, pappardelle. There are so many different types of pasta. You can make lasagna if you wanted to, and it really depends on that thickness, how you want it. I know that my spaghetti attachment is 2 millimeters. So we want our thickness of our pasta sheet to be about 2 millimeters, which I reckon we're very close to there. So what I might do is just let that sit aside, nice dusting of flour on it, and I'll get onto another one. Okay, so we've rolled out all our sheets and I think they're looking really good. We've got a little sort of inconsistency with the sheets at the end. They're just a little bit, frayed at the end there. So we're just going to trim them off, make them look nice and square. And then that will really be the length of our spaghetti, just there. So we'll make them all the same so that all our spaghetti comes out the same length. Yeah. A bit more flour. You can never have too much flour. The last thing you want is your spaghetti or pasta sheets sticking together. We've got our spaghetti attachment on. As I said before, you can use a fettuccine, pappardelle. You could roll it out in the lasagna sheets as we have and cut them by hand. It's up to you. Crack that on. You can just see that beautiful spaghetti coming out. And we're going to lay it out on our pasta rack here. Lose a few, that's okay. Make it look nice. Impress your friends. Next one. That's it guys, fresh pasta made easy. Thanks for joining me. You can find all my recipes at benborsht.com.au.